Forming a corporation in Oklahoma County can give your business a stronger legal foundation, but only if the corporation is set up correctly from the beginning. A corporation can help separate the business from its owners, create a formal ownership structure, support future growth, and provide a recognized framework for investors, officers, directors, employees, contracts, and business operations. However, forming a corporation involves more than filing paperwork with the Oklahoma Secretary of State. Business owners should also consider taxes, bylaws, shareholder rights, banking, licensing, record-keeping, insurance, and how the corporation will operate after it is formed. Understand what a corporation does. A corporation is a separate legal entity. The owners are shareholders. The corporation is usually governed by directors, and the day-to-day operations are handled by officers. This structure can help separate ownership from management and provide a clear system for making business decisions. A corporation may help protect shareholders from personal liability for ordinary business debts and obligations. However, that protection is not automatic in every situation. Owners may still face personal liability if they personally guarantee debts, mix personal and business funds, commit fraud, fail to follow corporate formalities, or personally participate in wrongful conduct. Choose the right corporate name before filing. Choose a corporate name that is available and appropriate for your business. The name should distinguish your corporation from other businesses already registered in Oklahoma. It should also fit your branding, website, marketing, contracts, and long-term business plans. Do not choose a name based only on what sounds good. Check name availability, domain availability, trademark concerns, and whether the name accurately describes your business. A name that conflicts with an existing business may lead to legal and marketing problems later. File the proper formation documents to form an Oklahoma corporation. You generally file formation documents with the Oklahoma Secretary of State. These documents identify basic information about the corporation, such as its name, registered agent, business purpose, share structure, and other required information. The filing step creates the corporation as a legal entity, but it does not complete every part of the business setup. Many problems happen when owners file the state form and then stop. A corporation also needs internal governance documents, tax planning, business accounts, and compliance systems. Appoint a registered agent. An Oklahoma corporation must have a registered agent. The registered agent receives official legal notices, state correspondence, and service of process on behalf of the corporation. The registered agent must be reliable because missed legal notices can lead to default judgments, missed deadlines, or administrative problems. Some businesses use an owner, an officer, an attorney, or a professional registered agent service. The best choice depends on privacy concerns, reliability, business hours, and whether the company has a consistent Oklahoma office address. Prepare corporate bylaws. Bylaws are one of the most important internal documents for a corporation. Bylaws explain how the corporation will be governed. They may address shareholder meetings, director meetings, officer roles, voting rules, notice requirements, record-keeping, authority to sign contracts, and how major business decisions are made. Even a small corporation should have bylaws. Without written rules, owners may later disagree about authority, voting, distributions, management, and control. Issue stock properly. A corporation should properly document ownership. This usually involves authorizing shares, issuing shares to shareholders, keeping stock records, and documenting what each shareholder paid or contributed for ownership. Failing to issue stock properly can create disputes later. If two people believe they own different percentages of the company, or if ownership was promised but never documented, the corporation may face serious internal conflict. Stock records should be clear from the start. Decide whether you need a shareholder agreement. A shareholder agreement can be extremely important when a corporation has more than one owner. It may address buyout rights, transfer restrictions, death or disability of a shareholder, voting agreements, dispute resolution, non-competition or non-solicitation issues when appropriate, and what happens if an owner wants to leave. Many business disputes arise because people start a company as friends, family members, spouses, or partners without clearly planning for disagreement. A shareholder agreement can reduce uncertainty before conflict develops. Get an EIN and open a corporate bank account after the corporation is formed. The business should obtain an employer identification number from the IRS if required. The corporation should also open a separate business bank account. Do not use a personal account as the operating account for the corporation. Keeping business and personal funds separate is one of the most important habits for preserving liability protection. Corporate income should go into the corporate account, and corporate expenses should be paid from that account. Owners should avoid paying personal expenses directly from business funds. Register for taxes and required accounts. A corporation may need to register with the Oklahoma Tax Commission depending on the type of business. Businesses that sell products or taxable services may need a sales or use tax permit, and businesses with employees may need withholding accounts. Oklahoma's official business guidance states that sales or use permits are obtained through the Oklahoma Tax Commission's application portal, and the Oklahoma Tax Commission's Business Center explains that new businesses may need tax registration depending on the permits or accounts required. Tax planning should be handled before the business begins operating. Corporate tax classification, payroll, owner compensation, sales tax, withholding, and federal tax obligations can create problems if ignored. Consider S-corporation tax treatment. Some Oklahoma corporations elect S-corporation tax treatment for federal tax purposes. An S-corporation election may allow pass-through taxation while keeping the corporation structure under state law. However, S-corporation rules include eligibility requirements and ownership limitations. An S-corporation election is a tax decision, not merely a Secretary of State filing. Business owners should discuss the election with a CPA or tax professional before deciding whether it fits the business. Obtain local licenses and permits. Forming the corporation does not automatically authorize every type of business activity. Depending on the business, you may need state, county, city, professional, health, construction, zoning, sales tax, alcohol, transportation, or industry-specific permits. Oklahoma County businesses operating in Oklahoma City, Edmond, Midwest City, Del City, Bethany, The Village, Nichols Hills, Choctaw, Hara, Jones, or other local communities should confirm whether local licensing or zoning rules apply before opening. Use written contracts. A corporation should use written contracts with customers, vendors, employees, independent contractors, landlords, lenders, and business partners. Oral agreements can create confusion and disputes. Written agreements help define payment terms, services, responsibilities, deadlines, default rights, warranties, limitations of liability, and dispute procedures. Strong contracts are especially important for construction businesses, service companies, professional businesses, retail operations, consulting businesses, and companies with recurring customers. Do not forget insurance. A corporation is not a substitute for insurance. Liability protection may help shield owners from some business debts, but insurance can protect the business itself from claims. Depending on the company, you may need general liability insurance, professional liability insurance, workers' compensation coverage, commercial auto coverage, property insurance, cyber coverage, or employment practices coverage. The right insurance depends on the business risks. A contractor, restaurant, medical office, retail store, trucking company, and consulting business will not have the same insurance needs. Forming a corporation in Oklahoma County can be a smart step for business owners who want a formal structure, liability protection, clear ownership, and room for growth.